Kenya's oil market is a deeply competitive, even fierce place to do business. The players are numerous and many have well-oiled pockets, though the margins are increasingly small, especially with government regulation of prices. The National Oil Corporation is just one of these players.
We are 100% owned by the government of Kenya. We are a fully integrated company, which means we are in downstream. We are in the retail sector, where we have petrol stations. We are midstream from a point of view that we have wholesale depots for fuel distribution to ourselves and others. And we are also in upstream as far as oil exploration is concerned.
The state oil marketer controls just under 10% market share in Kenya, with 84 retail outlets. It expects to get to 100 outlets by the end of June. Fuel prices zoomed past 120 shillings per litre in the latest government review, pegged on higher global crude prices. National Oil subsequently announced a 2-shilling drop in its pump prices, in keeping with its price stabilization role.
Right now we have been engaged in discussions with producers, with refiners, in a bid to get more competitively priced fuel for the benefit of the country. But at the end of the day, you always want to try and get your own oil and see, whether you can use that to really lower the cost of fuel within the country. So there's been a lot of focus on exploration in terms of trying to see, does Kenya have its own oil or gas? And so the oil discovery that has been made definitely is significant.
With recent discoveries of oil in Turkana in the north of the country, National Oil has also stepped up its own exploration efforts.
For the first time, National Oil is exploring its own acreage. Our Block 14T is within the tertiary rift system, and it straddles Lake Magadi. And it's a very exciting time for us, because before this we have been facilitating efforts by external companies to explore for oil and gas. But to be within our own acreage as Kenyans looking for our own oil, I think it's a major milestone in the history of this country. And we are looking forward to the first oil by Kenyans being discovered in our block.
Early this month, Talo Oil said it had encountered a total net oil pay in excess of 100 meters across multiple reservoir zones in the Ngamia 1 well, over a gross oil-bearing interval of 650 meters. The latest oil find is said to be the largest in East Africa, but its commercial viability is still unknown.
A lot of exploration activity going on within the country right now. East Africa was the last frontier as far as oil and gas discoveries are concerned. And with whatever discoveries have been made in the region, there is a lot of interest. And so we have companies that are exploring offshore Kenya. Some are exploring deep offshore, indeed in areas that we haven't explored before. We have a couple of wells lined up. Over the next 12 to 18 months, we have a number of wells, both onshore and offshore, that are lined up to be drilled. And we are looking forward to some exciting times.
As Kenya prepares for a future with oil and hopefully cheaper prices, National Oil says it is well poised to be at the center of that future with a meaningful contribution.
We see our role as being pivotal to the development of this country. With a blueprint like Vision 2030, which the government had launched, at the heart of Vision 2030, for us to be able to fuel the vision, you must have adequate energy. And as National Oil, we are working very hard to ensure that there will be enough fuel available for the vision. We have delved very deeply right now into infrastructure development. We are just about to finalize the feasibility for construction of a second jetty. This is a floating jetty. We have a feasibility that is about to start for the strategic petroleum reserves across the country. We have a depot that we are putting up in Mombasa. Of course, we're expanding the retail stations. We're investing heavily in LPG, because we really want to move the people from biomass, from charcoal and firewood, to the cleaner LPG energy.